Everyone, in this video we are going to discuss the second part of ICSE class 10 physics question paper 2019. In the first video I have already discussed section 1, and in this video we are going to discuss section 2. In section 2 you have to attempt any 4 questions. Okay, for first part you can check the link in the description box, or the link will also be provided in the end of this video. So let us start. Question number 5. A. A body of mass 10 kg is kept at a height of 5 meter. It is allowed to fall and reach the ground. What is the total mechanical energy possessed by the body at height of 2 meter, assuming it is a frictionless medium? So whatever be the height, whether it is 2 meter or 1 meter or 3 meter, whatever be the height, the total mechanical energy will remain same, which is equal to the potential energy at the maximum height. Okay, so the potential energy or the total energy, mechanical energy possessed by the body at a height of 2 meter is equal to potential energy at maximum height, which is equal to mgh. Here don't write h as 2 meter because h is maximum here. So 500 joule. 1 mark for substituting the correct value. Okay, do not write 10 into 10 into 2. Okay, write 10 into 10 into 5, and please also write that total mechanical energy is equal to potential energy at the maximum height. Okay, second part, what is the kinetic energy possessed by the body just before hitting the ground? So just before hitting the ground, the kinetic energy is maximum, and that kinetic energy is equal to the maximum potential energy, which was in the beginning at the greatest height. Okay, so the kinetic energy possessed by the body just before hitting the ground will be equal to potential energy at the maximum height, which is same as 500 joule. 1 mark for this. Okay. Second question. A uniform meter scale is in equilibrium as shown in the diagram. Okay. Now you have to calculate the weight of the meter scale. Now tell me, where is the weight of the meter scale situated? The weight of the meter scale will be at its center of gravity, that is equal to 50 centimeter. This is 100 centimeter scale. Okay, meter scale means 1 meter, 100 centimeter. Okay, so midpoint of this is at 50 centimeter. So here is the weight of the scale situated. Okay, now what you have to do? You have to apply the principle of moments. Now the distance between the fulcrum and the force 40 GF is 30 minus 525 centimeter, and the distance between the weight of the ruler and fulcrum is 50 minus 30, that is 20 centimeter. So by the principle of moments, the anti-clockwise moments is equal to clockwise moment. So anti-clockwise moment is 40 GF into 25 centimeter, and clockwise moment is W into 20. So solve this. For correct substitution you will get 1 mark. Solve this, you will get the weight of the ruler as 50 gram force. Now the second part, which of the following option is correct to keep the ruler in equilibrium when 40 gram force weight is shifted to 0 centimeter mark? So when 40 gram force is shifted to 0 centimeter mark, that means the distance from the fulcrum will increase. So moment of force, or the anti-clockwise moment of force, will increase. So you have to shift the fulcrum in such a way that on the right hand side also the distance should increase. So fulcrum will move towards 0 centimeter mark. Okay. So fulcrum F is shifted towards 0 centimeter mark. That's all you have to write. F is shifted towards 0. Okay. So 1 mark for that. Next question. Next question is, the diagram below shows a pulley arrangement. Copy the diagram and mark the direction of tension on each strand of the string. So first part is for 1 mark. All parts are 1 mark each. Okay. Now you just have to copy the same diagram and you just have to show the tension in each strand. So this will contain 1 mark. Now the tension in each strand will be same and in upward direction. So show the arrows and mark T. That's all. Okay. Second part, what is the velocity ratio of this arrangement? So velocity ratio is 2. 1 mark for that. If the tension acting on the string is T, then what is the relationship between T and effort? So effort is balanced by 1 T. So effort is equal to T, 1 mark for that. Next part is, if the free end of the string moves through distance x, find the distance by which the load is raised. So the load, suppose the effort moves a distance of x, then the load will move half of that distance. How? You know that velocity ratio is dE upon dl. So velocity ratio is 2. So 2 is equal to x upon dl, because distance moved by effort is x. So distance moved by load will be x by 2. You can directly write this dl is equal to x by 2 without showing the first two steps also. Okay. Question number 6. How does the angle of deviation formed by a prism change with the increase in angle of incidence? And draw a graph showing the variation in the angle of deviation with the angle of incidence at the prism surface. So how does angle of deviation depends on the angle of incidence? So angle, with increase in angle of incidence, the angle of deviation first decreases, reaches a minimum value, and then increases. So first decreases, that is also important, reaches a minimum value, that is also important, and then increases. Okay, 1 mark for that, and 2 mark for the diagram. So draw the diagram and draw the graph. Give the marking on the graph on both the axes, x-axis and y-axis, angle of deviation on y-axis, angle of incidence on x-axis, and show delta m also. Okay. Next, B part. A virtual diminished image is formed when an object is placed between the optical center and the principal focus of a lens. Name the type of lens which forms the above image, and draw a ray diagram to show the formation of the image with the above stated characteristic. Virtual diminished image, when the object is placed between optical center and principal focus. Diminished image, okay, so that cannot be convex lens, because when the object is placed between optical center and principal focus of convex lens, it forms magnified image. So this is concave lens. 1 mark for that, and for diagram you will get 2 marks. So draw the diagram keeping the object between F and O. Diagram of convex, ray diagram of convex lens, keeping the object between F and O, and draw the image. Image should be with dotted line, don't draw it with a solid line. Okay, 2 marks for that. C part. An object is placed at a distance 24 centimeter in front of a convex lens, okay, of focal length 8 centimeter. What is the nature of the image so formed? Now here focal length is 8 centimeter, so the radius of curvature will be 16 centimeter. That means if f is 8 centimeter, 2f will be 16 centimeter, and the object is beyond 2f. Object is at 24 centimeter, means object is beyond 2f. So that means the nature of the image will be real, inverted, and diminished. Okay, so the nature of the image is real, inverted, and diminished. 1 mark for this. Calculate, second part, calculate the distance of the image from the lens. That means you have to calculate v, distance of the image. That means you have to calculate v. What is given? U is given to you 24, which you will write as minus 24, and focal length is given to you 8 centimeter. So what is the formula? Formula is 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. Now substitute the values. 1 by f means 1 by 8 is equal to 1 by v, we have to calculate, minus 1 by minus 24. Okay, now rearrange the terms, calculate, do the calculation. You will get 1 by v is equal to 2 upon 24, which is nothing but 1 by 12. So v is equal to 12 centimeter. V is positive, that means v is on the other side of the lens. Okay, and the next part of the question is calculate the magnification of the image. Calculate the magnification. Magnification m is equal to v by u. Okay, v is positive, u is negative. V is 12 centimeter, we have calculated just now, and u is minus 24 centimeter. Okay, centimeter will get cancelled. So m you will get minus 1 by 2. Don't leave it till here. Convert it in the decimal form. Okay, So magnification is minus 0.5. Okay. So all the whatever is kept in the boxes contain 1 mark each. So 1 mark for first part. In second part is for 2 marks. 1 mark for correct substitution and 1 mark for the answer. And third part is for 1 mark. Okay. Next question. Question number 7. It is observed that during march past, we hear a bass drum distinctly from a distance compared to the side drums. Okay. We hear the bass drum distinctly from a distance as compared to the side drums. Name the characteristic of sound associated with the above observation and give reason for the observation. So which characteristic is responsible for that? The characteristic is loudness. The reason why loudness? Because bass drum has large surface area as compared to the side drums, and loudness increases with the increase in surface area of vibration. Write both the points, then only you will get 2 marks. First part is for 1 mark and reason is for 2 mark. So bass drum has large surface area. Okay, 1 mark for that. And loudness increases with increase in surface area. B, question number B. A pendulum has a frequency of 4 vibrations per second. That means in 1 second, 4 vibrations. An observer starts the pendulum and fires a gun simultaneously. He hears the echo from the cliff after 6 vibrations of the pendulum. If the velocity of sound in air is 340 meter per second, find the distance between the cliff and the observer. So here velocity of sound is given to you, distance you have to find, but time is not given to you directly. Okay, but time is given indirectly, you have to calculate. Okay, now for 4 vibrations it is 1 second. So for 6 vibrations, how many seconds? Let's say t seconds. Okay, so t is equal to 6 upon 4, that is 3 by 2. So that is equal to 1.5 second. Now you have got the time taken for 6 vibrations. Okay, and after 6 vibrations, echo is heard. So now what is given here? Velocity is given. Velocity is equal to 2d upon t, formula. And velocity is given, t you have calculated just now. So find out d. So d is equal to vt upon 2. Substitute the values. D is equal to 340 into 1.5 divided by 2. You will get 255 meter. Okay. 1 mark for each box. Okay. C part. 2 pendulums C and D are suspended from a wire as shown in the figure given below. Pendulum C is made to oscillate by displacing it from its mean position. It is seen that D also starts oscillating. Okay, name the type of oscillation C will execute. So C will execute, in the beginning it will execute natural vibrations. Okay, later it may become damped vibrations. So C will execute free vibration, or you can write damped vibration, but I would suggest write free vibrations. Okay, name the type of oscillation D will execute. So D will be under forced vibration. Okay, and if the length of D is made equal to C, then what difference will you notice in the oscillations of D? So D will start vibrating with large amplitude, because if the length of D is made equal, their frequencies will be equal, so they will undergo resonance. So D will start vibrating with large amplitude. And what is the name of the phenomena? When the length of D is made equal to C, the phenomena is resonance. Okay, 1 mark each. Next, question number 8. Write one advantage of connecting electrical appliances in parallel combination. So what is the advantage? Each appliance will get the same voltage or same potential. Okay, each appliance can operate independently. These are the 2 points. Write any 1 point. Okay, what characteristics should a fuse wire have? So a fuse wire should have high resistivity and low melting point. Write both the characteristics. Okay, 1 mark. Which wire in a power circuit is connected to the metallic body of the appliance? So earth wire is connected to the metallic body of the appliance. Okay. B. 8b. The diagram below shows a dual control switch circuit connected to a bulb. Now what you have to do? Copy the diagram and complete it so that the bulb is switched on. Now this is the diagram is in off position of the bulb. Okay. And second part is out of A and B, which one is the live wire and which one is the neutral wire. Now in the diagram itself you have to show, but second part also you have to write. Okay. So what you have to do to show the bulb in on position, you just have to connect these 2 points. So copy the diagram as such and connect these 2 points. So the connection will be complete. So the bulb will be glowing or switched on. But for this you will get only 1 mark. You have to write live and neutral also. The point B which is connected to bulb is neutral, and the point A which is connected to the switch is live. Okay. You can also draw the same diagram in the other way also when you make the connections in this way. In this way also the circuit is complete and the bulb will glow. Okay. The second part, out of A and B, which one is live, which one is neutral, we have already shown in the diagram, but still you have to write again. A is live and B is neutral. Okay. Now C part, the diagram above shows a circuit with the key K open. Key is open. Okay. First part, calculate the resistance of the circuit when the key K is open. So when key is open, the total resistance is equal to 5 ohm, the external resistance plus internal resistance 0.5 ohm, that is 5.5 ohm. Okay. Second part is the current drawn from the cell when the key K is open. So when the key is open, what is the current drawn? So current I is equal to V by R. V is how much? 3.3 and R is how much? 5.5 when key is open. Okay. So you will get I is equal to 3 by 5. Don't leave it till here. Convert it in decimal form. You will get 0.6 ampere. Okay. 1 mark. Now third part is you have to calculate the resistance of the circuit when the key K is closed. Okay. So when the key is closed, that 2 ohm and 3 ohm, the current will pass through 2 ohm and 3 ohm also. So we have to calculate the resistance in parallel first and then add the internal resistance to it. Okay. So resistance in parallel 1 by R will be equal to 1 by 5 plus 1 by 3 plus 2, that is 1 by 5. Okay. So you will get 1 by R is equal to 2 by 5 or R is equal to 5 by 2. So resistance in parallel is 2.5 ohm. What is the total resistance? That is equal to 2.5 ohm plus internal resistance. So you will get 3 ohm. Okay. So total resistance when key is closed is 3 ohm. Now fourth part is calculate the current drawn from the cell when key is closed. So when key is closed, the resistance will be 3 ohm, but voltage is 3.3 volt only. So current will be equal to V by R, that is 3.3 upon 3. So that is equal to 1.1 ampere. Okay. 1 mark for each box, or whichever I have kept in the box or highlighted, 1 mark for each. Next question. Define calorimetry. Name the material used for making calorimeter and why is a calorimeter made up of thin sheet of the above material, answered in second part. Okay. So what is calorimetry? Calorimetry is nothing but the measurement of quantity of heat. Okay. And what is the material of which calorimeter is made up of? That is copper. And why? What is the reason? The reason is the specific heat capacity of copper is low, so it is a good conductor. And by making the vessel thin, its mass and heat capacity, mass is decreased, so heat capacity is reduced. So it takes negligible amount of heat from the content. So the reason is basically the specific heat capacity of copper is low. Okay. And so it is a good conductor, and by making it thin, its heat capacity is also reduced. Okay. Second part, The melting point of naphthalene is 80 degrees Celsius and the room temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. A sample of liquid naphthalene at 100 degrees Celsius is cooled down to the room temperature. Draw a temperature time graph to represent this cooling. In the graph, mark the region which corresponds to the freezing process. I think cooling curve of naphthalene is not there in this year's syllabus, but in 2019 it was there. So I will give you the graph. This is the cooling curve of naphthalene. On y-axis temperature, x-axis time, and at 80 degree you have to show the freezing. Okay, room temperature is 30 degree Celsius. So this is for 3 mark. C part, 104 gram of water at 30 degrees Celsius is taken in a calorimeter made up of copper of mass 42 gram. Okay, when a certain mass of ice at 0 degrees Celsius is added to it. The final steady temperature of the mixture after the ice has melted was found to be 10 degrees Celsius. Find the mass of ice added. Specific heat capacity of water is given, specific latent heat of ice is given, specific heat capacity of copper is given to you. So what is given and what you have to calculate? Mass of water is given and temperature of water is given. It is kept in calorimeter made up of copper. Mass of copper is also given. Okay. Then when certain mass of ice is not given, ice is at 0 degrees Celsius. So first ice will melt and then it will become water at 0 degrees Celsius and then its temperature will rise to 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, so heat lost by water is equal to heat gained by ice for melting as well as for rise in temperature. Okay, so heat is lost by water and calorimeter and heat is gained by ice for melting and for rise in temperature. Okay, so as per the principle of calorimetry, heat absorbed for melting ml, m of ice you have to take, and heat absorbed for rise in temperature of that ice which is converted into water is equal to heat given by or heat lost by water and heat lost by copper vessel. Okay, so now substitute all the values. The values are given. M of ice is not given, but L is 336. M of ice is not given, but C of water here, because it has converted into water, delta T is 10 degrees Celsius. Okay, now mass of water 104, C of water 4.2, delta T is 20 because its temperature goes down from 30 degrees Celsius to 10 degrees Celsius. 30 degrees Celsius to, yes, 10 degrees Celsius only. Now copper also, mass is given, specific heat capacity is given 0.4 and delta T will be same for copper also what was for water. Now do the calculation and you will get mass of ice as 24 gram. Now basically you will get 1 mark for mass of ice, that is 24 gram, and the remaining marks, the major part of the marks, you will get where I have written in red line. So for correct substitution, if your substitution is correct, here only you will get 2 or 3 marks, okay, out of 4. Next question, last question. Draw a neat labeled diagram of AC generator. I think this is not there for 2021, but it was there in 2019. So you have to draw a neat label diagram of AC generator. Draw the diagram and at least write 3 parts. So show the slip rings, carbon brush, load, magnetic field north and south. Okay, at least show that much in the diagram. Second part, that is B, is define nuclear fission. Second part, rewrite and complete the following nuclear reaction by filling in the atomic number of barium and mass number of krypton. So first part, define nuclear fission, is for 1 mark, and for writing the atomic number of barium and mass number of krypton, you will get 2 marks. But you have to rewrite the equation and then you have to show there only. Okay, So first, nuclear fission. Nuclear fission is nothing but the splitting up of heavy nucleus into lighter nuclei. And then copy the equation, same equation, and write the atomic number of barium, that will be 56, and mass number of krypton 89. You will get 2 marks for this. Okay. C part, C question. The diagram below shows a magnetic needle kept just below the conductor AB, which is kept in north-south direction. First part, in which direction will the needle deflect when key is closed? So when the key is closed, the direction of current will be from positive terminal to negative terminal, and the deflection will be towards east. Okay. Why is the deflection produced? Why is the deflection seen in the needle? Because of magnetic effect of current. Okay. Third, what will be the change in the deflection if magnetic needle is taken just above the conductor AB? So the direction of deflection will be reversed. Okay. So direction will be in opposite direction. Deflection will be in opposite direction. That means towards west. So you can also write the deflection will be towards west. Okay. Name one device which works on this principle. So you can write electric bell, or you can write electromagnet. So that's it. Second part is also over. Now for first part, you can click on the link given on the screen, or it is also given in the description box. In first part of this video, I have discussed section 1 of 2019 physics paper. Thank you and take care.